So I hope you've now watched the video explaining about pressure and density and what they mean. Now, pressure, what you need to be able to do the questions. So pressure equals force divided by area. So all of these questions follow. You really just need to know this bit here. So it says, question 1, work out the pressure for each of the following and give units for each answer. So a box is placed in a table, so we've got the force, we've got the area. So for part A, pressure equals, so it's 200, it sounds complicated. Remember, you can use a calculator. So it's 250 newtons. Don't worry about what the N is really. And we're going to divide it by the area. So do that on your calculator. So 250 divided by 20. So that gives you 12.5. Now this next bit's important. It's newtons per centimetre square. Now question 2 looks like this. Remember, pressure equals force over area. Now the difference is here is it tells me the area and it tells me the pressure. So I'm going to write it like this. So 10 equals, I don't know what the force is, right? That's the thing that we're trying to work out. And we know that's 16. So to get this, something divided by 16 is 10. So this time we multiply them together. And that equals 160. So the force is 160 newtons. The rest of this question is exactly the same. So the third question on pressure. Remember, pressure equals force over area. So what are we told? We're told the force and we're told the pressure. So let's put the information in. 20 equals, so this time we're told the force and we need to find the area. Now we effectively just going to swap these two bits around. So the area equals 420 divide by 20. Just look at what I've done there. The rest of the questions here on question 3, the rest of these ones are the same. So again, use your calculator if you want. That's absolutely fine. And that's 21. So it's 21 and we're talking about, on this one, talking about centimetres squared. The only other issue is just read what the units are. It's not always going to be centimetres squared. It might be metres squared. It might be something else. Now the other questions are on density. So remember from that video that you should have watched. Density equals mass over volume. And try to explain in that video what we actually mean by density. Right, let's just take that information and answer the question. It says work out the density on question 1. So there's a number of these to do. A piece of wood, so we've got the mass, and the volume. So the density will equal mass over volume. So it's going to be 7 over 10. So that's, use your calculator if you wish, 0.7. And that will be grams per centimetre cube. Now the rest of the ones on question 1 are exactly the same. Just be careful about the units, okay? Because it's not always going to be grams. It's not always going to be centimetres cubed. But the number part is exactly the same. Now the ones on question 2. Let's have a look and see what we got. So first of all, let's write down density equals mass over volume. You need to remember that. Now this time we're trying to work out the mass. We're told the volume, we're told the density. So let's write it down. 2, that's the density, equals the mass. Oh, that's the thing we're trying to work out. So I don't know what that is yet. And the volume is 120. So this time I just multiply both sides by 120. So the mass will equal these two multiplied together, which equals 240. And we're talking about grams. So let's pop it in there, grams. And the last type of question that you've got to do, it's all just different numbers, that's all, and then the units might be different. Now remember, density equals mass over volume. This time we're trying to find the volume. What are we told? We're told our mass and we're told the density. So let's just put that information in. So we got 0.4, that's the density, equals. Now we know the mass is 50 and we're trying to work out the volume. Remember what we do here? Effectively, we just swap these two bits around. So the volume will be 50 divided by 0.4, which, use your calculator, which equals 125. 125. Now that's the volume. That's going to be centimetres cubed. There you go. Now, see if you can manage the rest of the questions.